Greetings everyone, my name is Utterville, and welcome to my Let's Try of Alchemist Penguin, a top-down 2D survival shooter for Windows, published and developed by Foot in the Box. Our objective in this game is to survive an endless assault of dinosaurs for as long as we can. We have 5 different modes that we can play as, with lots of powerful weapons and that we can upgrade and use with the bones of our enemies. And we can gather herbs to craft special potions or collect eggs from our penguin brethren to upgrade our own abilities. We have 5 game modes, 15 stages of challenging action, 60 abilities to utilize and level up against the fight against the dinos, dino weaponry, and tech scales as the round goes on, so it'll get more and more challenging. And there are over 30 tasks or challenges, as you can see here in the progress section, and which affect your stage, power-up, and other gameplay challenges. You can purchase this title on itch.io for $2, and you can support the Steam Greenlight page as well. As for transparency, I got the key for this game for reviewing purposes for free from the developer, so just wanted to get that out of the way. As I said before in previous Let's Tries, this will be your first impressions, so I haven't played the game much at all. So let's look at how to play. Okay, WASD, space for special, left for weapon, right to a potion, Brewmaster's potion for metal, a little bit special, Q for instinct in certain game modes, and E for ultimate. Oh yeah, and also the story, as I mentioned in the website, is that we're a penguin who has been cut off from the rest of the species by a meteor crashing into the Antarctic tundra, and dinosaurs have waken up and trying to take over the world. And being stuck in ice has advanced their minds significantly, and their crude medieval weaponry have been replaced with more futuristic. Alright, keep the penguin alive as long as possible while fighting off hostile dinos. Health, of course, power-ups, weapons, potions, techniques, cooldowns, experience. Okay, level 3. Okay, so it has some meta progression, I presume. Progress points. Yeah, that'll be important. Yeah, a lot of stuff here. Anyways, okay, we only have our archaeologist mode. Kill as many dinos as you can. Collect dino bones to power a field leveling super weapon. Just from the looks of the trailers and other things, this reminds me of the previous 2D top-down survival shooter I played, that being Hordelicious. Let's see how this compares to it. Okay, let's take a look. 1 point per dino killed. Oh, okay, so we have 15 stages. We have the simple penguin arena, the glass bottle canyon, ice brackets. Okay, no stage effects. Okay, so we can... Ooh, interesting. Interesting. We started with a spring-loaded pistol, which is a flintlock pistol with spring-loading mechanism. Stop firing to reload. The longer you delay, the faster it reloads. And you can upgrade it to get new abilities. Reload acceleration. Oh, and based off of that, when you get 25 PP or progress points, you can get a D6 shooter or a shotgun. Oh, so you can see all sorts of stuff that branches out depending on what place you are in. That's nice. And we have all these techniques that we can build up. Knife chuck, quick slide, flipper saw, all these seem very interesting. Some of these seem quite powerful. Okay, crossbone. Ooh, okay, so it's kind of like an FPS or other games with loadouts. And so before a round you can choose everything you want. Primary weapon, technique, ultimate, potion, and boost. Which I don't have yet. And I presume all these things over here are different items or ammo that I'll be using while I'm in the game. Let's start out with the basic penguin arena and see how it'll go out. Okay. Okay, so at the bottom left I can see all the cooldown stats. Not too bad. The graphics seem quite a bit simplistic, but it's not too bad. A little bit dull in some regions, but yeah. Right now we have the simple dinos, which try just running towards you. The red ones take more hits to kill. Okay, so those bigger ones throw rocks at you. Oh, okay, and the potion slows the enemies down while not slowing it and speeding me up at the same time. That's nice. Oh, we have the... do we have a progress bar somewhere? I would assume there is somewhere. Ow. Okay, it took 10 points of damage there. Not too bad. Right now, it's starting out pretty easy, but it's not too difficult. Those projectile throwers, yeah. Oh, and acid throws now. Interesting. I better use my potions more often, in fact, considering it recharges fairly quickly. Ow. And it's also nice that the enemies drop hearts after a while. How do you do okay, this is how you do ultimate. Oh, okay, so that's a knife throw ability. It recharges the slowest, but I think it'll be great in a pinch. Or when I have very tough enemies. Oh, okay. Okay, so these enemies throw spears. These red, Triceratops will eventually charge at you. Yeah, I don't remember my dinosaur classification, so I don't know what exactly many of these dinosaurs are, other than the famous ones. Ow, ow. Ow, getting quick. Oh, whoa, whoa. Jeez. Getting hit by the Triceratops does a ton of damage. Yeah, it's quickly ramping up in difficulty. Especially with all the spear throwers and rock throwers now. Ow. Almost dead now. Well, that's it. Oh, lead. It's unfortunate, but by doing so, I got 88 XP on my pistol and all the other abilities. And 1 progress point. That's nice. So yeah, I got reload acceleration. So let's try... So yeah, just 1%. That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, beat stages. I wasn't able to beat the stage, unfortunately. Okay, I unlocked the next stage as well. Let's try Glass Bottle Canyon. After all, this is not really a full LP, so might as well just take a look at each of the stages. I intend to play this for about 30 minutes, so yeah. Oh, okay, so this is what these mean at the top right. This is how it is to complete the stages. You need X number of points. Like here, I needed to get 50 points, or 50 kills, and I got 88, so close to copper. So now, in order to complete it completely and get all the PP, I need 250 platinum. So it really incentivizes you to get the achievements, as it's tied to unlocking new items and better items. I presume these are some of the things on this side, on the top right corner, are the best weapons, but they'll take quite a bit of PP to get. At least I think. They may be side grades, but I'm not sure. I think they're better, especially with things like the techniques. Ah, okay. So that explains it. Oh, okay, and ultimate is E, but I need to go into rage mode for that. Anyways, let's do Glass Bottle Canyon. And at the start of every round, okay, we start with the basic dinos, the yellow and red ones, which cannot throw projectiles to you. That's nice to know. And of course, and from what I realize, in order to actually gain XP for your weapons, it must hurt them, of course. Basically, need to use your weapons, of course, and they must do damage. So I assume for the potions, for example, it must actually hit enemies in order for it to gain XP. That was a terrible shot. Oh, okay, so these are fire potions. I just need to make sure not to walk into them, otherwise I'll take a DOT over time. Rather simple, but as you can see, the enemy variety quickly ramps up over time. As I mentioned in my Hordelicious Let's Play, if you watched it, this reminds me quite a bit of Box Set The Zombie Wars, in terms of how much more enemy variety it has, and how it's quickly ramping up. In fact, this reminds me of the higher difficulty settings in Box Set The Zombie Wars, or the Box Set series, mainly because of all the new enemy types coming in and trying to kill us. Ow. Uh-oh. This is bad. Yeah, after a while, dealing with all these enemies becomes quite a thing, especially with my flintlock pistol not being one of the basic weapons, so yeah. Okay, so this gives me a health boost as well, the blue potions, that is. So yeah, I'll have to use the flintlock pistol more as a burst weapon. If I don't use it for quite a while, the reload rate accelerates quite rapidly, so. Oh, okay, copper rank. That's nice. Oh, goody. The velociraptors, or whatever those dinosaurs are, have swords now. Ow, and they do a ton of damage as expected. Ow. Oh, well, I better avoid these triceratops, of course. Rage mode. Okay, so it's like a shotgun blast of all those bones. That's pretty useful. Of course, getting hit by trap-ball enemies is a large problem of mine. And now enemies have armor, even better. Oh, now these have arrows. So yeah, I can see how this is gradually going to work. Through repeated failures, eventually you'll get more and more items and money and PP, and you can use that to buy better weapons and whatnot. And more progress points. And slowly as you gradually complete more and more of these stages, you can get better and better weaponry, and that's more effective at doing the job. And getting more skills. So similar to a lot of online FPSs, in fact. But I do like the enemy variety, although it seems like the game has kind of an accelerated difficulty curve. What I mean by that is, as you saw right there, in just a few minutes, 5 minutes, you got to pretty difficult enemies which could throw projectiles over the obstacles or barriers, as well as charging enemies who would take up half of your health. So yeah, that's quite challenging. Alright, let's take a look at ice brackets. So yeah, you'll always go back to the beginning where you have these simple yellow and red enemies which can't throw projectiles, just walk toward you, and slowly get to the enemies who can throw spears at you, have swords equipped, can charge at you, and other things. I wonder when we'll get enemies who can actually rapid fire guns. We'll probably when I get to the Platinum region. But I really need to upgrade my special weapons by using them more. I do like the basic the ice thrower. It has a lot of utility. In essence, even at later parts of the game, I think I can use this quite a bit in order to lure enemies away from me or slow them down while speeding me up in the process. It'd be great for weapons like the shotgun where I can just strafe around often. But I really need a better basic weapon. Otherwise I can't really survive over about 100 enemies killed. Oh, okay, and they go from rocks and then they go to spears. That's nice to know. But if the enemies already here are quite difficult, even with their basic projectiles, I'm frightened to see how difficult they will be when they actually have machine guns and rockets and whatnot. Okay, I have my rage mode available. Took care of those three very easily. Got a bit cornered over there. The music is nice, though it feels a little bit generic though. It's not really something, it sort of fits the tune and the action of the game. I would like something a little bit more intense, of course. I prefer Hordelicious soundtrack over this, as it better fits the intense mood of the game, and getting close to dying so often. But here it feels a little bit too, how should I say it? It feels so a bit too peaceful, even in regions where you're getting cornered very rapidly, or being very close to death. Ow. If I can at least get the copper. There we go, copper. But yeah, I see that this game has quite a bit of replayability, in essence of actually having to replay the stages in order to actually beat it and get the platinum score. And well, that's it for that round. I'm slowly getting better, though that's probably because of my upgraded weaponry as well. But yeah, okay, I have 45, so okay, I can buy these now. Oh, okay, let's do the boomstick. So we can buy this not with PP, but with actual money. Let's see how useful the boomstick is. Okay, that's pretty nice. I'm liking the game so far, mainly because of its enemy variety and quick escalation difficulty. It's great for those who want to have a quick 10 or 15 minute run and get platinum. Though the music and graphics are kind of dull. When I say the music somewhat fits the situation, but I prefer games like Hordelicious having more tense soundtrack, tense and uplifting, to better fit the situation where you're getting cornered by a lot of enemies. Where here it's a little bit too peaceful for my tastes. Plus, in games like Hordelicious, you're facing a large horde of enemies. Here, a large horde of mostly weak enemies, with some medium and tough enemies mixed in. Here, you're mainly facing a small to medium-sized horde of medium to strong enemies. It's a little bit different taste, so it provides a different feel. Then again, the arenas in this game are more claustrophobic instead of being expansive, as you can't really scroll outside of it. It's kind of like the smaller rooms in Bloxhead, which I keep referring to. Anyways, let's go on to Waterside. As I said before, I'll be going up to 30 minutes. Okay, there's Boomstick. Reloads pretty fast, and it's a shotgun as expected. Oh, okay, so now we have these pterodactyls. Ow. You have to be really close for for maximizing the boomstick's potential. Okay, I can't hurt these pterodactyls, but they'll drop enemies on me. This will be kind of a problem. Oh, are those pterodactyls also dropping power-ups? That's interesting. Okay, and led, so it should ramp up in difficulty now. Whoa, like that. I have to take care not to actually go under the pterodactyl's silhouette shadow, otherwise I'll spawn more enemies where I'm having problems taking care of these already. After all, I don't want too many enemies to face at once. And boy, these dinosaurs get quite fast later on. Or at least at close range, the shotgun blast can take care of 2 dinos at once. At least for now. Whoa. Yeah, this is a bit too much cornered. Well, at least I took care of all those at once. But I'm almost dead, of course. Well, at least I've reached copper. As usual. I really wish I saved up my E for now. Oh well. Still pretty good. Over 100. Okay, more clip size and I can go to other things. Oh, hole prints, rubber snap. Yeah, I'll keep the boomstick. However... Ooh, interesting. I want to save up for that. Oh, I'll definitely want to do fire juice. I already saw that back in the Glass Bottle Canyon. But I should do it right here. Okay, Frigid River, ice ramps. Ice ramps allow the penguin to deftly leap sections of water in this twisting river map. Used maps require time to refreeze between jumps. Okay, so it's temporary. Okay, let's do that. But for a first-time player, they can quickly go through all stages pretty fast in the first-time run. But in order to get platinum, yeah, you need several practice to upgrade your skills, as well as, of course, getting better weapons. Firebomb. Okay, damage over time, as expected. I need to lure enemies to do it correctly, though. Well, at least I have a way to escape if I get cornered, like doing this. The first part of the game is pretty easy. It's just when you go over 75 or 100 where it gets really hectic, especially with this beginning equipment. I can see that having this unlocking gameplay where you have to slowly replay stages over and over and in order to unlock more PP is going to become annoying. Well, if you're just trying to complete all the stages, or at least unlock them, you shouldn't have too much of a problem, as at least beating one of the previous stages will unlock one of the new ones, as shown here. But if you're a completionist, it can be kind of a problem, especially if you're going for platinum in all of them, as I haven't even gotten in order over 150 kills, and I can just imagine how much more hectic it'll be with near platinum with all the machine gunners and whatnot, and rockets. At least I suspect that's how it'll look. I mean, I'm already having problems now, just imagine. Especially when I go even further than that, going for high scores. Ooh. I would fear doing that. Well, I at least have my rage up now. if I can lure them all into one spot, I'll use my rage attack. Or just do that. Okay, copper. And at this point, in about 10 kills, I'll be done again, as it gets a bit too hectic for me. Oh, I can throw it quite far, actually. And here come the chargers. Whoa, okay, so I got hit by the weaker enemy, so I survived that. Not for long, though. Whoa, almost dead now. Let me at least get more health. Okay, that's pretty nice. Ow. Oh, finally got silver. That's pretty good. I didn't actually expect to get it in this run, but mainly due to lucky drops I was able to get it. Well, that's it. Did much better, though. Yeah, and I see a better picture in the background. New stage unlocked. More progress points. Foggy Town, Ice Pass, Storm City. Alright, before I finish this game, I'll just do Storm City and then make my conclusions. I'm liking it so far, but also it is kind of simple with the graphics and music being kind of dull, and having to replay stages after you unlock them all can be kind of annoying to a normal player. But to a completionist it may be a little bit more of a problem, especially when you unlock all these weapons to get to the better ones, it seems. Like the katana, the quicksilver, mace of dome cracking, all sorts of other melee weapons and other crazy things. As you start up with relatively normal weapons like the shotgun, pistol, and D6 shooter, and going to more crazy things like the rubber snap gun, the broadsider, and the steam-powered spinny pistol. So you start up with relatively simple things, but you get to more crazy things like food, Alchemist, other types of interesting guns, and melee. So seems reasonable, and also is getting a lot better stuff. So let's do this. Storm City. And we can lure them into the lightning in order to do damage. At least I think that's what they said. But yeah, I have less avenues of escaping now. Oh, okay. So I have to lure it that way. Yeah, if I can lure them into the clouds, it will randomly discharge lightning, which will damage them heavily or kill them outright. For stronger enemies, I can see how much this will be very helpful or getting me out of a pinch. Ow. And the damage over time effect still persists a little bit after getting out of the fire. Well, this is quickly going wrong now. Many of you getting mobbed by everything. Just lure them into there. Oh, thank you, Thunderbolt. Oh, whoa, that was very close there. I can use my rage attack. Let's see if I can lure everything into there. Oh, almost. Huh, something's spawning armor when it gets... Some of these enemies spawn armor after a while. I wonder how. Oh, okay, so it shows where the Thunderbolt will come. From a silhouette on the ground. That's pretty nice. Just make sure not to walk into it as expected. Oh, getting mobbed by those smaller enemies. Can I make it 150? Yes! Yes, I can. Just a little bit over, 151. So, okay, 1 XP per enemy killed. Alright, and I unlocked Gold Cavern. Listen to the sound of gusty winds, armor granting blue... Oh, okay, so you can armor too, similar to what the enemies were. But I played over 30 minutes, so I guess it's time to make my final conclusions of this title. Oh, and I didn't unlock the... Okay, I'll get to that. Based on playing just the Archaeologist mode as a newcomer, I feel this is a relatively simple but quite challenging, quickly 2D survival shooter. Compared to the other ones I played, like the often mentioned box set, the Zombie Wars, a Flash series of games, and Hordelicious, I would say this is much more much more challenging compared to the two. Or this is a good comparison to the box sets, more difficult difficulty settings. Mainly as even after just a few minutes, 1 or 2, or after you get 50 or 100 kills, it really ramps up difficulty. In fact, once you go over 50, especially with the default weapons, it can get quite challenging. And when you get to 100, oh boy, you better be good at at least kiting the enemies around. Even after that, you can easily die from the enemies spawning from those gates. So you really need to upgrade your weapons with all the PP, EXP getting from killing each enemy, and the money you get. So there's quite a bit of replayability, and thankfully for completing a stage, I think by at least getting the copper, lead, you'll at least unlock the next stage. And it's nice that you have a lot of challenges you can do to get more PP. Like for example, in the Archaeologist playthrough, if I get a stage on lead, I'll get 1 point. If I get platinum, 5. And there are a lot of other ways you can get it. And for doing certain things, using certain weapons or challenges, all sorts of interesting stuff you can get for playing differently, which incentivizes you to try new things and actually max out all the PP. As you can buy equipment using your money, but in order to unlock the stages and other stuff, you need to collect all the extra PP. Like for example, Brewmaster mode. So that's an extra potion. Transmutation mode. So egg-based instinct abilities. Epic mode. Ooh, okay, so epic mode is basically then all 3 game modes before combined. I wish you could play that, but I need 75 PP and I only got 13 in my 22 minutes of gameplay, plus the 10 minutes of talking I've done. I only completed 3% of the game, apparently. and Vendetta mode, horned weapons and techniques, arcade style power-ups. So, okay, 1 point per dino health damage done. This is much more. Okay, you get a lot more points for doing it. And when I assume by honed, I think they meant horned or something. So more dino based. So I guess this will be a very hard mode, even harder than other ones. And so the dinos are much tougher, the toughest ones apparently. But I would love to try epic mode to see all the crazy stuff that could happen. Oh well, you'll need to go through replay several of these stages and get at least silver, gold in most of them in order to unlock, for example, Brewmaster and do the same over there. But apparently I completed 17% of this game, or Archaeologist mode. So my final conclusions would be that this is, even though the stage graphics and the music and sound effects are kind of dull, I like the enemy variety and quick escalation of difficulty. Though this may not appeal to some people, I think it would appeal mostly to those who don't really have that much time and would rather have a quick fill or a quick run of 10 to 15 minutes. And of course, you can keep going past platinum difficulty once you get over 300 kills, and see how much more difficult 250 kills, I mean, and see how much more difficult it'll get. As I haven't even gotten to that point, and looking at the enemies who have katanas and throwing spears, I can imagine how much more challenging it'll get with guns, explosions, rockets, whatnot. I'll need to see a YouTube playthrough or to see how better they are, or how other players have progressed. As I repeatedly said, you'll need to unlock better weapons with money in order to actually survive long enough, and collect enough XP, of course. Oh, and I didn't actually get a boost. I really probably should have gotten that as well. As for this title's pricing, even though this is relatively simple, it's only $2 actually. So with that comparison with graphics, gameplay, and how much time you can get by playing the different modes, unlocking new stages, even the bare minimum, at least getting copper, of course. You have 15 stages, so if you get copper at least, you'll get 30 PP and you can unlock this, and continue on from so on, getting better and better, gradually making you go to more difficult modes like from Brewmaster to Transmutation, so a little bit guidance, though I would prefer it if they had lower unlock requirements so you could get them all from the get-go. Or at least have a code, a cheat code, or special pass to get there, of course. But with just $2 and all the gameplay here, if I use the $1 per hour metric measure, which I usually use for these type of games, I would say that this is a pretty good deal. This game is available for purchase on itch.io. I'll provide the link to the download page on my description, well, the link where you can buy it. And I'll also provide the link to the Steam Greenlight, which they're trying to get it on, also in the description. Overall, I would recommend this if you want a quick fun experience and are willing to spend a few bucks in order to play this. I had some fun, though it'll wear off itself when you have to grind for PP for a long period of time and having to repeat the grind for other things, so it may wear off. But but I think it'll last for at least 2 or 3 or at best 5 hours, so I think that's a fair trade. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!